Hi.
Hi. We're recording. We're broadcasting live. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Hello? 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 Anyone here? There are 3 people here. No one's chatting though. I just want to chat with you guys.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Good.
Hey, hello, Lona Kimmett. How you doing? We are gonna record a one of them podcasts.
One of them pod dudes.
One of them pod dudes. But I'm waiting for the YouTube chat to pop up. Still has not.
Hello, Scalpian.
I wonder if, because of the YouTube change, I wonder if it'll work. Maybe it's all messed up now. I don't know. Maybe they changed something. They do that sometimes. Hey, Ben. How you doing? Scalpian, Floppy Whale, Laura Jennings, everybody. Yeah. Yeah, Ben's obviously here.
Obviously.
Well, YouTube chat ain't working. Anyway, we don't have much time to chat this time because after this, I'm actually doing a live stream for patrons for the good stuff later.
Yeah.
So
we have 39 minutes.
Well, we probably should be done before that.
We have exactly 39 minutes.
But we got to start recording the podcast right away. So yeah, this is what we do. We broadcast live. We record our podcast, and I look at the chat, but we don't really respond to it too much because we're recording a podcast. You know, the people listening to the podcast are not going to see the chat, so that's not good podcasting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we would like you. We are glad you're here to watch and enjoy the splendor.
Might be a little rough today, guys. I'm feeling very tired.
Oh no, we can mention that in the podcast.
We probably should.
Okay.
Yeah. Today is not my day.
The live stream is not showing. Oh, because I'm not on the subscribe page because YouTube is stupid.
There it is.
Yep. There's the YouTube chat.
Hey, YouTube chat.
The YouTube chatterbox.
Chatty chat.
Hey, Melistan, Brianna, Josh, Pestvik. Hey, everybody. Lulu. People and stuff.
Lots of people.
In case you didn't know, I just put up a video on my channel. Well, Craig with a wig made the video, but I put it up.
Yeah.
If you want to see an actual video that I made today, it's pretty good. I like it a lot. Hey, Mitzi, what you doing? Okay, we're going to start recording now. You ready?
Yeah. I've got... who's going first?
Who do you want to go first?
I don't know.
Me?
Sure.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whew. Gotta try to turn up the energy.
Turn it up.
Get turned.
Ready?
No.
You don't even need energy. It's fine. Just enjoy it. Just relax.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
I'm ready to tell some bedtime stories.
No.
Are you?
Well, I mean, it's the middle of the day here.
And we're not even sitting in bed this time.
I know. I'm getting too pregnant to do that.
This is the first time, I think. No, second time not in bed.
Second time not in bed.
One of the other time was when my dad was special guesting.
Yeah.
Too many people. The bed wasn't big enough.
Nope.
Air conditioner turned on. Interesting.
That'll make for some good podcast sound.
Yeah, you're super pregnant now.
I'm pretty pregnant.
And you're not feeling the best today, huh?
Today is not the best pregnant day that I've had so far.
Use that energy. Use that negative energy and turn it into a great story. Sometimes you do really negative stories, and those are great.
Often I seem to do really negative stories. I hope that today's story has a happier ending, but I don't know what it's gonna be yet. So we'll see.
Okay.
I'm just feeling pretty low energy, so we're just gonna do it and just see.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's your turn to go first, I think, this week.
Sure.
Would you like to tell me a story?
You know what? I would.
Well, Ben and Beth wrote in to our email, and they would like to hear a story about a goldfish named Luffy, who is reincarnated over and over again for the same little girl.
You mean our email storynotstorypodcast@gmail.com?
That's the very same one that I'm talking about.
A story about a goldfish named Luffy, who is reincarnated over and over again
for the same girl.
Okay.
He just keeps coming back.
All right.
I can't wait to hear this story.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So there was this goldfish named Luffy, okay? And it reincarnates.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the end.
No.
Oh.
There was this little girl, okay? Her name was Sandra.
Sandra?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she went to the fair with her dad. Okay?
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Did they get funnel cake?
No.
Why?
Because they got push-up ice cream things.
I mean, you can have both.
No, but that's too much sugar. It's too much sugar. Yeah.
But it's the fair.
No, come on. There's always an excuse for too much sugar. You gotta cut it off.
Okay. I really would like some funnel cake is what I'm trying to get at.
Really? You want to pause this and get some funnel cake?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Pause. And we're back.
Oh, man. Well, mine's already gone. Craig's still finishing his. But, man, that was some good funnel cake.
Now, back to the story.
Okay.
So,
I've forgotten literally
Sandra,
everything. It's been so long.
It's not, yeah, I know. Okay, they're at the fair. Sandra and her dad are at the fair. And they're going to the little fair games. There's a game where you shoot water into a clown's mouth and then a balloon blows up and stuff.
Uh-huh.
There's a game where you they lived in a rough town. There was a game where you actually just shot a gun.
Just like with bullets in it?
Yeah.
Whoa. What are you shooting it at?
Like a brick that's just on the other side of the room.
This is sort of a sketchy fair.
Well, that's just one of the games. They live in a rough town. Well, it's a rough part of East Philadelphia, really.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So there's also the goldfish game where you throw the ping pong ball and it lands in the jar, and then the jar with the goldfish, that you get that goldfish that was in that jar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I'm very familiar. I have had many a goldfish that I won from the very same game in my life.
And how long did they live?
Not very.
Really?
Some of them actually did live for a while.
Yeah?
Yeah. My best friend, I think, had a fair goldfish that she ended up having for like 4 or 5 years.
I had one for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It lasted.
Yeah. Do not undertake this lightly.
But guess what?
What?
This fish, Luffy, lasts a lot longer.
Really?
This fish has been reincarnating for decades.
So the fish isn't really lasting a lot longer. It's still dying.
Well,
it's just coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back, but it remembers.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe other fish do this too, but there's no evidence. We only know about Luffy right now.
How do we know about Luffy?
Because we are the narrator.
Oh, that makes a great deal of sense.
Yeah, we're third person omniscient narrator.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, only omniscient for Luffy, I guess. And whatever character I feel like.
Okay.
Anyway. So she throws the ball, misses completely, misses the whole table.
Wow.
She's a young girl.
Yeah.
So her dad lifts her up and stretches her out closer.
That's cheating.
No, yeah, but shh. And then she...
That's against the rules.
Shh. And she just kind of tosses it.
Cheating.
Yes, it's cheating. And
She tosses it with her little cheater hands.
yes. So she drops it into Luffy's jar. And she's like, I won. Dad pulls her back real quick. I won. And they give her a bag. They give her a bag of Luffy, basically, and water.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah. And she's like, we did it. And they're about to leave, and then another little girl says, you cheated. I saw you. You cheated.
Was that little girl's name Chyna?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Different girl.
Oh, okay.
Name was Chyna. Would that be you?
No, probably not. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe at that age.
I think at this age, maybe.
I mean, I called her out for cheating here because I'm in a safe space with you.
Okay.
And all of our podcast listeners.
Yeah. Anywho, Mitzi's rubbing at herself on the rug in a very adorable way. It's funny right now, but you can't see that.
It has nothing to do with the story, though.
No. So she's like, but she looks at this girl, Chyna, and they run away. They run. Because they cheated.
Because they cheated.
They didn't want to take it away, so they ran out of the park, and they didn't go back. And so she puts the fish in a fish bowl, feeds it every day, and loves it. Names it Larry, even though his name's Luffy. But she didn't know. She didn't know.
Yeah. So the fish can't talk.
No.
Okay.
Come on, this is reality.
Okay.
So, after about 20 days, Luffy dies.
Oh no.
Yep, he's floating upside down in the water.
Oh, that's really not great.
Yeah, they flush him down the toilet. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. Luckily, there's another fair in town.
Oh my gosh.
This town has a lot of fairs. And a lot of affairs and guns everywhere, and it's just not a good town. But the fairs are fun.
Fairs are good.
I mean, the good part of East Philadelphia, anyway.
Right.
So.
Did they get funnel cake this time?
No, but do you want some more?
Yeah.
Pause. Okay, we're back.
Oh man. Being pregnant,
a lot of.
you just gotta have funnel cake all the time.
Yeah, a lot of calories. This podcast
for the baby.
Okay,
you don't have to keep eating
for the
it,
baby.
Though.
It's for the baby.
Oh, okay.
So, where was I? Okay, so they go back to another fair, and we gotta get moving here. This story. Okay, they go back to another fair, and she's like, I don't think I want a goldfish because goldfish die all the time.
Yeah.
So she's
still pretty torn up.
They walk past the goldfish, and she's looking down. But then one of the goldfish starts swimming around really fast in its jar. Like really, really fast. Like really, 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 really fast. Knocks over its jar.
Oh, no.
And flops towards her.
What?
Yeah.
I wonder why.
It's Luffy. In another fish body.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so she picks it up. She's like, well, geez. I guess this is destiny. This fish really wants to be with me. Maybe it's not destiny. Maybe the fish just really wants to be with me. All right, Dad. Let's. We gotta get some water. Let's. So her dad cups his hands and at the water fountain, and then they put the fish in it and walk home.
Wow.
Yeah.
With the fish in his hands.
It's pretty. It ends up kind of draining out by the time they get home.
Yeah, it's not great.
And Luffy dies.
Oh no.
So Sandra starts crying. They go back to the fair, and
I couldn't have got like a cup or something.
There was a bad plan. It was a bad plan. So they go back to the fair, and she's like, you know what? Forget it. No, I'm done with fish. They are too fragile. Let's go. So they go over to this other game where it's like the fish game with where you throw the ping pong balls, but it's puppies. And yeah, there's a lot wrong with that situation. Yeah, sure. But she throws, and she doesn't get a puppy. She misses every time.
That's probably good. Puppies are a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, I know. So as they're walking back, they bump into Chyna, who has a goldfish.
What?
She won a goldfish. She's like,
Yes,
I won it, and I didn't cheat.
Oh, I bet she totally cheated.
I didn't cheat. She cheated. She totally cheated.
Absolutely cheated.
But I didn't cheat. And she puts her thumb on her nose and waves her fingers like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can see it, but they can't.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
But when she does that, she drops her fish. And it busts open, and the fish flops to Sandra.
Oh, wow. I wonder why.
Because it's Luffy.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. And so she picks it up, and Chyna's like, give me it back. Well, clearly this fish doesn't want to be with you. It flopped right to me. And then she looks around at other kids who are around and yeah, it's total. I saw it. It's undeniable that fish wants to be with Sandra.
They're putting a lot of stake in the probably involuntary movements of a dying
goldfish.
But
you didn't see how it was moving.
Sure.
It was obvious.
Purposeful?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now what do?
So...
Because yet again, they've got a fish out of water.
Mm-hmm. They grab a bag that she dropped, fill it with water.
Good call.
And they go back home. Mm-hmm. She names it Larry. Again. And as soon as she names it Larry, Luffy swims around really fast. Not very happy about the naming.
Yeah. Well, that's not his name.
Yeah. And so he eventually there's a piece of paper. See, Sandra has to go to school, and she accidentally leaves a piece of paper, right, a worksheet on the counter next to Larry or Luffy, whatever you want to call him.
Who she thinks is Larry.
Yeah. And so Larry gets an idea. Luffy gets an idea. And he flops out of the bowl. He shoots out. He's after years of reincarnating, he's getting pretty good at this stuff.
Yeah.
And he flops around on the paper and spells out Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
And
with a writing utensil or
with water.
Water?
In water.
Okay.
And this is right before Sandra comes back home from school.
Okay, so it's still going to be wet.
Sure. But it's not that soon, because when she comes home, she sees Luffy, and Luffy dies. She's like, huh, Luffy, was he trying to spell Larry? Or is his name Luffy? Huh. So then they go back to the fair. The fair is still going on.
Okay.
And they, you know what? She's like, I'm just going to get another fish and name it Luffy. And she does. She wins a fish. It's Luffy.
Okay.
Because Luffy, did his crazy swimming thing.
Right.
She wins the fish. She takes it home. And she's like, but should I name it Larry? Because I don't know if that last fish was trying to spell Larry. And then so she gets an idea. She talks to the fish and she's like, hey, if your name is Larry, swim in a circle. Didn't swim. If your name is Luffy, swim in a circle. Swims in a circle.
Whoa.
She's like, are you the same fish? Swims in another circle.
Whoa.
And then she spends hours asking questions to Luffy and getting responses with swimming patterns.
That is awesome.
And then she grows up to be a zoologist.
And does she keep getting the same goldfish over and over again? Just
yes,
as an
the rest of her
too?
life. The rest of her life.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
She never finds another animal that she confirms can reincarnate. She thinks maybe there's a dolphin, but she's not 100% sure. But that's why she became a zoologist.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that the end of your story?
The end.
It ends well.
It does.
I like it. I mean, he dies
Well, he dies like
bunch.
hundreds more times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, throughout her life.
Because he's a goldfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. But...
she manages to find him again somehow.
Yeah, well, that bond is just...
The fish bond.
Unbreakable.
Yep.
Hey,
do you want to tell me a story?
I guess I could tell you a story. What's your story called?
Oh.
Oh.
My story is called... Give a Girl a Fish. That's it.
Give a girl a fish.
Yeah.
I like it.
Give a girl a fish.
All right. Well, I guess I could tell you a story.
Wait, I have to ask you.
You already asked me.
Oh. Yeah, can you tell me a story?
Nah, I changed my mind in between the last time you asked and this time.
Tell me a story.
Okay.
This one comes from one of our Story Not Story patrons.
Uh-huh.
We have a Patreon.
We do.
It's patreon.com/storynotstory if you'd like to support what we do.
Yeah.
And there's lots of perks and stuff over there. But...
Many perks.
It is from Laura Groneveld. And her story is, it might be a tough one for you. It's interesting.
Uh-huh.
It's a very interesting story.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it would be a tough one for me because I'm a man.
Sure.
But
excuses.
Yeah. But anyway, as a child, I loved stories about girls who went on awesome, fantastical adventures, and my favorite book was about a princess who went to live with dragons of her own free will and rejected all the knights and princes who came to save her. I didn't care much for romance stories back then, but recently I reminisced about that book and thought, but what if another princess had come for her? So that's the story I'd love to hear. 2 adventure-loving princesses who fall in love with each other.
Awesome. That sounds great, and I feel a lot of pressure to make this a good story. So hopefully it will turn into a good story.
But that's part of the fun. We don't know.
We don't know, and man, I'm tired. Okay.
She's pregnant, you guys.
I'm so pregnant right now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to use that excuse as long as I can.
Please.
And then when the baby comes out, I'll just use the excuse that I'm sleep deprived from having a newborn.
Fine. So I'll do all the diaper changing?
Yes, awesome. That'd be great.
No, that wasn't me offering.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys all heard him offer to do all of the diaper changing, so that is pretty much set in stone. Verbal contracts are binding.
No.
Okay. Once upon a time,
yes,
there was a princess named Princess Juneberry.
Princess Juneberry.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Princess Juneberry wasn't your typical fairy tale princess.
Of course she wasn't.
She loved being outdoors and building things and sword fighting and exploring through the forests and learning about stuff.
She sounds like Belle from Beauty and the Beast a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. And also that Scottish one.
Yeah, Scottish one.
What was that movie?
That movie was...
she had the red hair.
Yeah, I know. It was that movie.
Yep, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she sounds a lot like
Tangled.
that. No, that was the
different movie.
That was the
Mitzi's
one with
playing with a toy over there. Mitzi!
It's kind of adorable.
Yeah, it is.
So anyway, Princess Juneberry,
mm-hmm.
she spent a lot of time out adventuring on her own because none of the other boys in the kingdom wanted to play with her because they thought that she couldn't handle it because she was a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Big mistake, because Princess Juneberry was awesome and a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And none of the other girls in the kingdom were allowed to go out and do the things that she was allowed to do. So she kind of spent a lot of time on her own. She had a little dog named...
Dogberry?
Chintzy. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
And they went out on adventures together all the time.
Juneberry and Chintzy.
Yep. And one day they were out exploring caves around the base of this mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And they went back into one of the caves that they hadn't been in before.
Ooh.
And she took a torch back there, and they were exploring and looking around and finding, like,
stones,
cool
rocks.
looking rocks and stuff. Yeah, basically, that's pretty much what's in a cave.
Were there bats in the cave?
There weren't any bats, which was unusual because most of the time when they went into caves, there were bats in there.
All caves have bats in them.
Yeah, well, this one didn't.
What
and
the?
she noticed that, and she was like, this is kind of odd.
Where are them bats?
Where did the bats go? Because you could tell that bats
No, she
used
said,
to be
where
there.
dim bats?
She said, where dim bats?
Yeah, okay.
You could tell that bats used to be there,
Yeah.
but they weren't anymore. And while she was busy speculating with Chintzy, who couldn't talk, but she would talk to him, about where dim bats went, she discovered exactly where dim bats went, because out of the shadows crept a dragon.
Oh my goodness, there was a dragon in the cave!
Yeah, and a dragon came out and was huffing and puffing and growling and making other dragon-y sounds.
Both huffing and puffing?
Both.
Okay.
Both things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And obviously Princess Juneberry and Chintzy were rather frightened.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen Game of Thrones. I would be frightened too.
Yeah. And this was not like a friendly dragon. This was a scary dragon.
It was a scary one.
It was a scary one. It was spooky.
Uh-huh.
And so she grabbed her little dog and turned to run, and the dragon reared back and let loose a stream of fire, and it just barely missed her as she turned a corner in the cave.
Wait, does either she or the dog reincarnate at all?
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so stakes are really high.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she turns a corner and she's running, and she thinks that she had started running out of the cave, but actually she had started running further into the cave.
Oh, jeez.
I know. So now the dragon is in between her and the outside.
Classic case of misunderstanding.
And a passing prince hears the clamoring and comes to her rescue. And she's like handling this, you know.
Yeah, she's got this.
She's got this.
She just got a little lost.
Yeah. But she knows the system of caves very well, and she knows if she goes back further and turns some corners, she's going to come out through a different entrance that she is familiar with. And so the prince comes, and he's like trying to help her and rescue her, but really he's just making the dragon more upset and risking his own life unnecessarily. And so she tells him to go away. And then, so he does, because he's like, okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I got other caves to go to and
Yeah.
save princesses.
Basically.
Yeah.
There's a lot of this going on at this time.
Sure.
And so he leaves, and then she's like, you know, going about her business, getting away from the dragon. The dragon is still huffing and puffing. And then a passing knight hears the commotion and comes in and is like, "Hark! I shall save thee."
Sounds like a knight.
Yeah. And he says other knightly things.
Yeah.
Like, hasten to my side, young
Lass?
Yeah, that's what he said. How did you know?
I've heard this story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, I've got this under control. Like, this is not even a problem. Just go away, because the dragon is." Now I'm talking, and the dragon is like able to follow the sound of my voice, and you're kind of ruining my whole life.
Does he say, "I beseech you" at any point?
That
would be very Shakespearean.
Yeah, he beseeched her a couple times, but then he left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really know what it means to beseech.
I forgot what it means too.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay.
I hope it's not inappropriate.
I don't think it is.
No.
So he leaves, and then she's like working her way back further through, and she's getting close to the other entrance, the well, I guess it's the exit because she's inside.
Right.
But at the opposite end from where the dragon is. And a passing princess hears the commotion of the dragon huffing and puffing and comes in through this other entrance and explores back and runs into Princess Juneberry and Chintzy.
A princess?
Yep.
Okay. I think I see where this is going.
No, impossible.
Okay.
And they start talking and they decide that, so Juneberry finds out that this other Princess,
Genevieve?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
She is also fairly fond of adventure and she comes from a neighboring kingdom and happens to have parents who encourage that sort of thing in their daughter. And so she's been out adventuring too. And she also doesn't have anyone to adventure with because the boys in her kingdom don't want to hang out with her. And similarly, the other girls aren't allowed to do the things that she wants to do.
Her milkshake doesn't bring boys to the yard?
No. They don't even have milkshakes at this time.
Oh my God.
I know. It's a terrible. So anyway, they quickly form a friendship because of their similarities in their likes and dislikes, everything. And they decide to explore back further into the cave, back toward the dragon, go on a big adventure.
What?
Yeah.
These girls are crazy.
They're pretty cray.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're really cautious too. And so they go and they tame the dragon through a series of events that I'm not going to get into.
Okay.
Because this is getting long.
Okay.
They tame the dragon and it becomes their friend.
Can you say a series of harrowing events?
Oh, they were super harrowing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe even heroining because they're the heroines.
Okay.
Not like the drug.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because they're, yeah.
Yeah.
And they spend a lot of time adventuring together over the years. And, you know, as they grow closer, they realize that they have feelings for each other that are beyond just friendship.
Oh.
And
I think I saw that coming.
they grow up and they fall in love.
Yeah.
And they get married.
Yeah.
And they have a pet dragon. And
what's the name of the pet dragon?
Scruffy.
Scruffy. Okay.
And then Chintzy dies, obviously. Well, I mean, many years passed.
You can't have a dog die in a story.
I just did. But he had puppies. And
great.
So they've got Chintzy the third.
All right.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So I had to make it a little bit dark.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But that's like the most dark thing you can do in a story is make a dog die.
I know. I'm sorry.
Although if it died of old age, I guess it's...
Died of old age.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he lived like a really long time. He was like 30 years old.
Okay, good.
It was time.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Genevieve and Juneberry and Scruffy. And what's the new dog's name?
Chintzy the third.
Oh, yeah, Chintzy the third, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And everyone lived happily ever after?
Everyone lived happily ever after.
Wow.
Yep.
Couple of happy stories. We're a couple of saps today.
We're so sappy.
Yeah. What's the name of your story?
The name of my story is The Princesses and the Cave Dragon.
The Princess... It's a very descriptive title.
Mm-hmm.
The Princesses and the Cave Dragon.
And how they tamed him.
And how they tamed him. And they also had a dog.
Yep, that's the name of my story.
Okay, I gotta write that down.
Okay. While you write down the title, I will just go ahead and say if you guys want to write in story suggestions, you can send them to us, storynotstorypodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet them to us. We're on Twitter @storiesinbed. We've got a Facebook page, facebook.com/storynotstory. Instagram is instagram.com/storynotstorypodcast, and we occasionally post pictures that people draw of our stories
Yeah.
and send in to us. I'm about to post another one of King Pretty Petals.
Petals.
That we got a couple of days ago.
We also did a poll on our Patreon, and the patrons voted. We asked what story we should do another sequel to.
Overwhelmingly, the patrons voted for some follow-ups to Tumblin' Toby and the Cake Brigade. So
Yes.
we're going to have to go back and...
We're going to have to revisit Tumblin' Toby.
Yeah. See what the gang is up to.
Yes.
All right.
I think that is all for now.
That's going to be all for now.
Oh, we missed last week.
We did.
Apologies.
We are sorry about that.
Chyna was traveling.
I had to rearrange some travel because of the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
And
I had to play video games because of the hurricane.
Sure.
Yes.
So we weren't able to record a podcast, but we're back on our regular schedule now, and everything should be just peachy from here on forever.
We'll probably miss some.
No missing.
We'll miss some once in a while.
Or changing schedules all.
I can't see a major event coming up in our lives that will change things.
Definitely nothing in like the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Nah.
All right. Good night.
Good night, y'all.
We did it.
All
right, guys. Thank you for sticking around. Live streamies.
Yay.
That's you guys. Do we have a name for our child yet? Yes, Ada.
Her name's Ada.
Yes. Fanciful Lawyer asked on YouTube.
Someone, JB, said they're calling their child Cheeser. That's not true.
Okay.
But I like it. Maybe it should be true.
Cheeser?
Cheeser benzene.
I like it.
Okay.
Cheeser.
Well,
changed it.
Yep.
All right. So I have to get going. I have to go do another live stream, but just for Good Stuff patrons. So
if you're a Good Stuff patron, now is a great time for you to pop over there. If you're not,
the Good Stuff is another channel I do. If you don't know.
Yeah.
Or I'm a part of. I don't do as much with it now, but it's still going strong. I'm just not the one in charge. That's what I'm saying. All right. So thanks for sticking around, y'all.
Thanks for sticking around, y'all. Baby.
Normally we would spend like another half hour answering questions, but I gotta go do this.
But Craig's gonna go.
Yeah.
I want to stay around, but it's Craig. It's Craig, you guys.
You can go watch Craig with the Wig's new video that just went up a little while ago.
Yeah, do that. Oh, wait. Sorry. One of my Instagram friends is here.
Oh.
Sarah from Instagram. Hi.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, everybody. And also, bye, everybody.
Oh, bye, everybody. We gotta
wait.
go.
Wait. I'm gonna count. Because I like to count before I wink.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Ding.
That's how it sounds when I wink. Bye.
Bye.